hey, what's been bothering you lately? Is it a test, trying to ask somebody out? Maybe you want to accomplish something and it's not going your way, so it's really just irking you. Today we're going to be talking about what makes you mad and how you go about it to make it better. It's super important to handle things appropriately, otherwise you will reap the consequences. So sit back, relax, and join in on the conversation on today's episode of the Bump Podcast.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Bump Podcast. I'm your host Shamir, here with my co-host and beloved brother Nabil.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us today for another episode.
Yes sir, indeed. We are actually doing a night vibe now. We've been recording nights lately because we just bring up everything throughout the day, all our trials and tribulations, and bring them into a nice podcast for you guys. Yeah. And also our chemistry in general has been phenomenal. And I'm liking it more at nights. It's just better, man. And also the heat of the day just is not. It's been so hot lately here in Florida. It makes no sense. But anyways, thank you guys for the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the dingle to notify yourself on Wednesdays when we always upload. To tune off every single podcast in the world.
You shut it all down and come to the Bump Podcast.
Exactly. So anyways, today we're talking about an important topic, which is how, what frustrates us, what gets us mad, what bothers us, what upsets us, and how we are able to overcome them. How can we build up our personality and continue to go up them bump steps and become a better person, transcend. So Nabil, break it down for them today.
Well, the meaning of the word bother, pretty simple and straightforward. Take the trouble to do something that's in a nicer kind of way, right? Something that bothers you, of course, is something that kind of like gets under your skin, irritates you. The list goes on and on and on and on. So there's that. And then something, of course, to make better is improving something better, helping to make more acceptable or to bring nearer a standard.
I like that. I want to start off with things that bother me.
Let's do it. I have a list here of what bothers me, and I wrote it down thinking of
for sure.
Okay, there's multiple lists. Let's say we can go off of, and I'm not going to keep you here all night, and neither is he. But go ahead. What are some of the things that bother you?
I'm gonna start off with being honest with people because I don't want to ever be the fake person that I say it doesn't bother me right now, and then you see me out on the street or something, I'm just like angry at something. So I want to break down a lot of things that on a daily basis bother me, whether at the house, out on the street, around certain people, because there's definitely different factors where we are around certain people. There's moments where there's only a certain amount of time I could be around a person, and then a month has to go by or a week has to go by without hearing about this person at all. To recharge.
Are you talking about me?
No, not at all. You were sick this week, so it's okay. But
yeah,
no. So
unfortunately, that's true.
Things that bother me. Let's get to that real quick. Hypocrisy. Negative vibes. I'm a very positive person for the most part. I don't bring negativity unless something has truly upset me in the day. Like, I don't wake up looking for a reason to argue with someone or looking for a reason to rub off the bad energy or aura in the room. You get what I'm saying? Nabil's the same thing. Nabil does not bring that disgusting vibe that you don't want to be around him.
Although I feel like there have been a few moments where I have, based off of conversations you and I have.
Oh, yeah.
Where, again, months ago, he told me, listen, why do you got to find the negative in certain things? And it was just an aha moment. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the show in a prior episode.
One of them we did.
But we all have to be put in check at some point in our life, and be willing to take it and receive it as a positive. Because yes, like, we don't want to be that negative person who enters a room and nobody wants to be around, nobody wants to talk to you, nobody even wants to be your friend because they just feel it right off you right away.
Right.
Don't be that person.
For sure.
I'm telling you, you want to be the light in that dark room. because people are more attracted to that. People are attracted to the negativity. Let's be real about it. That's what world. I mean,
feeds off.
Why do you think the news exists? I mean, the news talks more about bad stuff than good stuff. Same with media, not just social media, but media in general. I mean, with celebrities, what sells.
I think a huge thing that triggers that too is capitalism. I think that you know, obviously the news and everything, the media is bought.
Yeah.
So, you know, having a platform like this, let's say if we had 1 million subscribers down the road, I think there would be offers at some point like, hey, let's buy your show, or hey, let's pay you this so you could start saying this instead of what you guys got going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't doubt that happens with huge podcasts or radio shows or, you know, anything of that sort. But anyways, you know, other things that bother me or that make me mad, you know, is people knowing something annoys you or bothers you, and yet they still do it just to trigger you. Road rage, people getting mad at you for no reason. You know, sometimes you're going speed limit. That's something I said on a few podcasts ago or last season where, you know, I had to learn in life. I'm like, if this person's going speed limit, I shouldn't be mad at them for doing the right thing.
But we can't help it sometimes.
No, but at this point, I'm like, okay, what's the speed limit? Okay, it's 55, 60, and this person's going 55, 60. I just got to go around them and just go on by my day. Like, I can't be mad at that.
That's
I've
true.
learned to control that. Now, if it's a turtle,
it's a 45 road and you're going 30. It's like
the main road down here has changed because of the
lowered,
school
right?
zone. It was 45, 30, and then it goes back to 50 down that way.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, but again, it's also, you know, they do this to catch people speeding 50 all down the road, so we could catch you, give you a ticket. So you know, not
by our
money,
studio,
like,
there's literally a police station like right across the street. So there's police everywhere.
Oh my god, it's terrible. So, you know, road rage makes me mad, you know, but it makes me mad when like people do like they tailgate you for no reason. They're in a rush, and it's like, I'm going speed limit. So it's like, I know I'm giving life what I want out of life, which is respect when I'm going speed limit or abiding by the law, right?
Yeah.
And these people are just being aggressive. Another thing that bothers me is when I see people in the world being super aggressive and acting like they will do anything to you or hurt you, and they've never been through a problem in their life, because you could tell by how they react. And it's just like, I've been through so many issues in my life that I know better than that, you know? And it doesn't actually make me mad. It makes me sad, because it's like, bro, like, I know what it is to be on the other side of the gate for doing aggressive and negative things like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And seeing that, it breaks my heart. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, like how can we make this better? And again, having this podcast alone is doing a lot for society. You get what I'm saying? Whether we have 100 followers or 1 million, you know what I'm saying? We're at least spreading the word. People aren't tuned in yet. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But we're at least doing it. You know what I'm saying?
And we have gotten feedback, so that's,
for sure.
That's always rewarding.
So, you know, just a lot of things bother me. I mean, I could go on and on, but I want to be able to share his side.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to dance around all this too long, because at the end of the day, we don't want this to be the angry podcast, the, you know, critical podcast,
Yeah, for sure.
Incompetent people. And I mean, just flat out, like, there's no common sense. There's no one home. You do things and you just didn't even think about the fact that, oh, you're not supposed to do that because that doesn't belong there, or you shouldn't do that because it's against the law. And like, bro, there's some things that are common sense.
No, for sure.
You tell people that and they get so offended by it, you know, and then they want to flip it back on you. And that,
yeah, they just want to point the finger because they know they're wrong, but like
they don't. That's the thing, though. Sometimes they don't even know that they're wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But they also don't want to be wrong.
Right.
So that's when they're just kind of,
just,
you know,
batting it back to you.
yeah,
for sure.
That just, yeah. Of course, rude and disrespectful people, you know, that's common sense. I think it's safe to say that we all can get unhappy, ticked off, whatever it might be, when things don't go our way.
Oh, for sure.
You know, you planned out your day, you planned out how everything, you know, you're wanting it to go, and it just you know, did a 180 on you. And
I could even say, like, my summer semester in school, that I had to drop out of one of my classes because of, you know, honestly, I
or the way how you wanted school to go. I wish
I could have. But honestly, I wish I could blame myself, but I had to blame the professor on this one because I've evaluated
from what you've shown me too.
I've asked so many people. I went to go do tutoring, all types of stuff. And I still was falling short to the point. And then on top of that, the semester's shorter by a whole month. So it's like...
For obvious reasons, he's doing it in the summer.
Right. And then I had 4 classes. So it's just like, I can't just fail one and be like, hey, this is okay. I don't want to fail any class. So, you know, it didn't go as planned. And then I didn't end up going to UCF this year. So it didn't go as planned. So it's an annoyance. But we keep on moving forward.
Yeah, I'm working hard towards... something different. What it is, I don't know, something to pray for and just, keep up the faith and just keep working hard. That's all we can do. You said it, being hungry. Who doesn't get hangry here? If you didn't raise your hand, you're a liar. And for those of you listening, same thing. You didn't raise your hand, you're a liar. You know when you get hungry, you can get moody real quick. Maybe not all the time. I could be really hungry and starving and I'm not hangry all the time, but there are moments for sure. That's not good though. Lack of sleep, out to you parents out there, or sometimes those of us who kind of just feel hot in the bed and you're just like, bro, what the heck? And you're taking your shirt off and you're taking everything off and you're just hot, and you could have the AC down low and still and
with the fan and everything.
Oh man, it's the worst. Overworking, you're working at our previous job. We're working 60 plus hours. You know what I mean? It gets to the point where you're just hating the world because it's like, your body needs the rest and you're not able to have it. The way society works, I mean, we're just on a go 24/7. I mean, God bless people in like New York City. I've always said that I can't live in that type of environment where you're just go. And why do you think everybody's in a bad mood over there?
Yeah.
New Yorkers will tell you that.
Yeah.
New Yorkers will tell you that.
I had a friend telling me the other day, we were on the phone call because he used to live in New York for a little bit in the city. He was like, hey, sometimes you even open the door for people as a courtesy. They don't even say thank you. They just don't talk. It's not even out of like
disrespect.
It's just they don't talk to you. Everybody's just like,
yeah, they're focused on their own thing and they're gone.
Yeah.
And I've never even been to New York. Yeah. That's why in a way I don't want to go, but I do want to go and I'm going to go. It's going to happen. I know it is.
Yeah.
But like, it sucks because
I need to go see Bonesaw wrestle Spider-Man.
Man, 6 feet under a long time ago.
Yeah. Bonesaw is ready.
R.I.P. Randy Savage.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Nosy people.
Yeah. Stay in your lane.
People that don't even know you.
Yeah, that's even worse. You know what? Actually, I was saying that bothered me the other day, which is kind of similar, is when people joke around and they don't know you. Like, I'm a humorous person. Like, I could take a joke, but it depends the joke. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know me, it really depends the joke. But like, if you don't know me and you just want to pop a crazy joke, like you think it's funny to say, a curse word to me or like something, then now we have an issue, and I'll be like, hey, at this point in life, I won't get aggressive. Just it really depends, honestly. I won't say I won't, but I'll try not to. But the way I would handle it is just probably just act like I didn't even hear you, or just like walk away, or say like, hey, do you really know who I am? Like what's going on here? Like, what's going through your head? Like, let me understand your humor, because I obviously have a different type of humor,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People got to know what lane to cross and which ones not to. And like I said, that goes back to people who are incompetent.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people, they don't really see what's going on.
They don't think. They don't assess the situations. They don't.
I know.
People assess the situation, every situation. Like, come on. Sure. Don't be that weirdo in the room that just tries to get the attention just because you didn't get it at home. Like, come on.
That one. That one lights me up. Like, it's like people that want the attention because they never got it when they were young, and it's just like
they're still not getting it is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah, and then they try to act like they'll pull a joke on anybody in the room, just do whatever just to.
Sometimes it's even more annoying when they want to gaslight you just to attract someone else.
Yeah,
oh, you're still in high school, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're still in high
just
school.
to get a chick, you need a.
Oh my gosh, you need to build. Yeah. It's whatever, man. As you can see, we're getting things off our chest. But again, we're not trying to be negative. There is a point to all of this.
For sure.
Last but not least, uneducated people who give an opinion. Meaning, for example, if Shamir and I were to stand in front of this microphone and just talk about a particular topic and not know what we're talking about, everything that we've touched upon in every other episode, not only have we done our homework and done our research as best as we can, but we're also talking from actual experience that we've gone through or that people closest to us have gone through. Like, we're not just blowing smoke. And if you think so, feel free to comment down below and let's have a conversation.
For sure.
But it's the truth. Like, it wouldn't make sense to me to be a part of this podcast if I'm just uneducated about whatever it is we're talking about. It's just... There's so many podcasts out there that I've seen that does this, and it just, I mean, it's like, what are you doing, bro?
They just sit down and talk, and it's just like, me, I could sit down and talk, but I'm actually talking by personal experience again, you know what I'm saying, and research, you know, but like...
research is what,
yeah,
it's what we got to do, you know what I mean? You got to be able to speak and hold a conversation. You know, I feel like nowadays people don't know how to have an intelligent conversation, a conversation where it's going to lead to something productive. People just literally blow smoke about the dumbest things.
You know, and even in the recent podcast I was in Inside True Crime, there was a few comments where it's like you could sound intellectual or like you really are, and like you are educated, you go to school or whatever, like you're just educated. And people envy that and hate that you're smarter than them or that like you're at their level. And they'll just literally like leave comments like, oh, this guy's trying to be smart and he did this stupid crime or he did this and that's that. It's like,
excuse me.
I mean, I can show you that I'm more intelligent than you, that when a trial comes where you or I have to get aggressive, I guarantee you'll get out of control before I do. You get what I'm saying? And I know that why, because when intelligent isn't always the books. You get what I'm saying? That's just part of it. I think also intelligence takes, you know, self-discipline, control, you know, knowing how to handle a situation under pressure. You get what I'm saying? That's where, like, okay, your instincts, your intuition come in and be like, okay, how are you going to solve this problem? Because there's a lot of people under pressure, they'll be like, they fucking become a mess when they're under pressure. And it's just like, okay, so where did that intelligence go?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I be watching that show 911 with my lady.
Good set of actors.
Yeah, man. But honestly, the script writers of that show are brilliant, because it's just like, when you are an EMT or whatnot, those are the people that it's like, bro, like, they're making you, you know, they're trying to save your life, or they're going through situations.
They can't lose their cool. They have to stay calm.
But they have to make good, conscious decisions, which to me leads
under
to
pressure.
Under pressure, that leads to intelligence. So it's just like, you know, in real life, there are people that do those jobs, and even other types of jobs that doesn't have to do with none of that field, but that are intelligent through their decision making. And that to me is final, because that's what life is really about, your decision making and how you handle things. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I consider myself to be quite intelligent in regards to, well, at least I'm not doing my life of crime anymore. And I think I learned through my situations that I shouldn't go down that route, because guess what? End up back in prison. You know what I'm saying? So again, some people don't have that 357 on their head all the time, saying like, hey, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. It's going to fire on you. I have that pressure. So it's just like, that's why I know that I lead down the right way at the end of the day, you know? But
okay.
Anyways.
So then also one last thing, lack of financial stability. That drives a whole bunch of people insane.
In this nation and the world.
No matter how you communicate that with people, sometimes it just doesn't register because they don't have control over it.
Right.
That's me included. I've gone through days where I'm stressing out, where I'm anxious, where I'm just like, what the heck, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like you could get let go from a job, or you could quit, and the bills just don't stop coming, and they pile up like it's nobody's business.
Right.
And it's so out of your control. You're just like, so what do I do? Do I off myself? You know, I could see why people would think that way.
Yeah.
I don't support it. There's definitely different ways of handling that. But dang, don't choose the easy way out just because it's hard. Yeah. It's through hardships that we can
for sure
build.
And I think too, like, it just depends on the mentality of the person, because, like, you know.
But for the average person in a society that we live in, where it's so busy, where it's so loud and noisy around us, how many people are set up for that kind of success?
Oh yeah, it's very minimal, and I think the odds are very against anybody that is trying to, you know, create their own business, create their own way, their own path, whatever it is, to be able to make ends meet. You know, like the other day that we were talking about in that apartment complex over there on 436, where they evicted someone and all their stuff were out over there.
That sucked, yeah.
You know, and we see that constantly. It's like, bro, like, we're way more blessed. You get what I'm saying? And still, it's like, we still sometimes fall short of giving thanks or being grateful. But at the end of the day, that's not the point. The point is that, you know, it's hard to create something for yourself nowadays if you weren't raised into money, or you created something at a young age that helped you build. You know what I'm saying? I think that we lacked direction at one point in our lives. I'm not going to blame it on our parents, but I mean, at the end of the day, me being a parent right now, the way even at this point, the way I want to continue to raise my kid is in a direction where it's like he's going to be set by the time he gets to 16, 17, 18 years of age. And I'm going to make sure that he knows what he wants. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to pressure him and be like, hey, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer. But I guarantee you that
you'll give him options where he can choose from,
right? But not too much options to the point where he doesn't know what he wants. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like, okay, we'll give him every sport, let him try every sport. It's like yes and no, because it's like, what if he likes that sport? Leave him there. You know what I'm saying? Leave that person there. Like, don't try all these other sports right now until you if I see you have a passion or you're built for something, you see what I'm saying? And I think that's part of parenthood too, to see how you're molding it. And once you see, it's like when you're cutting hair or you're washing a car. Like, if you're cutting hair, you want to make sure that, like, that shape up looks good. And if you need to tighten it up here, okay, boom. But if you see the other side's really good, leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then it's like washing a car. You want to make sure that you get every little bit of grime out of it, right? Yeah. And then wherever it's clean and spotless, you leave it alone. So you continue to build that way, right? What I'm saying is molding, right? So my point of all is that we need to learn how to shape the things in our life and
handle situations accordingly.
Right.
Be smart about it. Analyze certain things, because there's always consequences to all the things that we, let our emotions drive us rather than our thoughts.
Yeah.
And our common sense.
I have damaged so many relationships, so many good positive opportunities for myself just because of my anger and my bad attitude many years ago. My compulsive, I guess, disorder, I would call it, because it's just like I was that, you know what I'm saying? And now, for me to get mad, I'm not saying, hey, I don't get aggressive and I wouldn't curse someone out. I'm not saying that, because I can get there to this day, but I try not to, because it's not the way to solving problems, because then that's just creating more problems and it's bringing more gas to the fire. So the way I've handled things throughout life is, other than going through experiences, I would say, informing myself on what might be my mental situation. If I'm going through something, like, what am I going through? What is, I think that's a thing that, because of how society is moving so fast nowadays, people don't have that opportunity to think. Like, sometimes there's days, bro, that I'm so busy, like, I don't even, like, I've gone outside, but I don't even look at the sky and say thanks.
You don't have time to enjoy what's around you.
Yeah, and it's not even that. I think it's just two things: the rush of the moment, and also that we don't recognize, like, hey, like I said in last episode, we have to become conscious of the things that are important to us, that we need to be conscious about, right? And sometimes we just forget because we're just so busy, or it's just so quick paced, but we have to come to consciousness. We have to recognize, like, whoa, look at the blue sky, look at the breeze that's blowing, you know what I'm saying? Look at the water, like, we're good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
And bring to consciousness. But another thing, what I was trying to get to is that we don't have the time sometimes to sit down and think and be like, okay, what's my problem? What is going on? Am I the problem? Is the other person the problem? Again, like I said earlier in the episode, I ask a lot of people around me the same situation that sometimes is happening to me, see if I'm thinking wrong, because most of the people I have around me are just like me. If I see that you're doing something wrong, I'm going to point it out on you, no matter how close you are as a homie or a friend or a relative. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, I'm going to tell you, hey, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think that this person, if they're doing this, they should do this instead. Or you should tell them, you know, I try to address the things accordingly. So I know the people that are around me are not going to pat me in the back and be like, you're right all the time. No, they're going to put me in check if I'm wrong. Okay, well, you got to do this instead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just how I try to handle situations. I try to dissect it and be able to take some time and be like, this is a thorn in my foot or a splinter in my foot. I need to take it out, but I need to take it out accordingly. And I need to make sure that I can heal these wounds, or I could heal, you know, whatever situation I'm going through. And then the next time, if it does happen again, because you're going to go through that same path again for whatever reason, because it might be a person that's in your life. Might be temporary, might be forever, and you have to handle these situations. Are you going to continue to handle them in a erroneous way? Are you going to continue to argue? Are you going to continue to fight, whether if it's physical or mental, whatever? You make these decisions. Again, at the end of the day, life is all based off decisions and how you handle them and how you grow from them. And if you haven't grown, you know, start today.
Yeah. Never too late.
And when you see something's going, also, you know, another thing that I try to do, if I see something's getting out of control and I see it beforehand, I kind of like, okay, Shamir, calm down, just calm down. Because what might be coming out that person's mouth is the trigger for me to get out of character. So it's like, and okay, so then so it escalates. So then I try to just bring it down and calm down. So these are tools that I use on a daily basis to kind of help out. You know, my situation if I'm going through any, you know.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Sometimes too, if I'm super heated or whatever, man, I think one of the biggest gifts we have on this earth is music. Music is such a you know, it's a gift from God, man, because there's so many different types of music. And I don't mean, because there's another thing too. If you're in a heated moment, there's people that likes to put music that triggers that heat to just light up even more. People, you need to recognize that, be super aware of that, and handle that accordingly. If you feel like the type of music you just put on just to release your emotions is still making you feel as angry as you were 20 minutes ago, or even more lit up, you might need to change the music.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, find something that'll really calm you down. Some nice lo-fi chill music. Some like hotel style music, you know, where it just really hotel restaurant-y kind of thing, where it just really, you know, some jazz and stuff like that. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so relieving.
For sure.
Because, you know, the whole point is you got to remember too, there's always going to be something that, you know, let's say a nosy person got anywhere, somebody bumped into you, somebody did something where it set you off and you just got into a heated argument. The ball's in your court to make sure that, let's say you're not the first one to throw a fist at somebody or something like that, where now they're going to arrest you. They might arrest the other guy. They might arrest both of y'all, but they're always looking at who started it first. And because you were
who's the criminal.
There's that too. You know, everyone's always trying to look who they can point the finger at and whatnot. Sure. So, and if you're you don't want to be that person.
Oh yeah.
It just, even if you didn't start it, like, it just isn't. Try to avoid that as best as possible. That doesn't make you less of a tough person. That doesn't make you weak. Nothing like that. No, that's just making you the more wiser person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you're saving your own skin at the end of the day. You got to look out for other people for sure, but you got to look out for yourself too when the time comes, because at the end of the day, it's your future. It's your life. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the question out here for all of you is, like, how do you handle a situation, a difficult situation? How do you handle it? You know, are you gonna be in someone's face when they're in your face? Are you gonna turn the cheek and walk the other way? Maybe you're willing to accept the blame even though it wasn't your fault. That's a hard one to do.
Yeah, no, that's real.
Whether it's in a conversation with your significant other, your teacher, professor, your parents, someone.
Yeah, sometimes I've taken the loss, even though we
have to put our pride to the side.
Sometimes just to.
But when it accumulates, now it's getting abusive and stuff like that. You obviously need to put the brakes on that too. So please be aware that, because you don't want to be you don't want to be abused when it comes to that stuff either.
Yeah, no, for sure.
There's a time for everything, so just be aware of that. Also, sometimes don't worry about tomorrow's plans. Today is where you need to stay focused, because there's so many things that have to go on today that sometimes the problem with the world is that the world likes to plan about tomorrow and the next day and the next day and 5 years from now and 10 years from now. Bro, you don't even know if you're going to be alive. You don't even know if you're going to wake up tomorrow.
Right.
So just focus on today. Yeah. It's okay to plan ahead. It's okay to be prepared. Yes, absolutely. I think you're ignorant if you don't plan. In the same breath, though, you need to see how each day goes. So just make sure you're planning for today.
Yeah.
Today is when you plan for today. You know what I'm saying? How everything's going to work. If things didn't work one way, okay, cool. Let's take another left turn here and maybe it'll work out in a different way. Be willing to accommodate the situation as it happens. We're just trying to set you guys up for success the way we're trying to set ourselves up for success, because we have dealt with issues where we've dealt with failure because of literally just one decision that was incorrect and erroneous. Like, it just, we suffered the consequences. I mean, he's told you many times his story. Huge consequence, because he could have made a better decision and didn't. We just want to make sure that you guys understand what we're saying, where we're coming from. This isn't a judgment call to anybody in particular. This is more of life lessons from two doofuses who have had to deal with getting hit against the wall multiple times.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of our mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where I'm at mentally and emotionally with this. Again, we with the things that we mentioned earlier, the things that we do not like, it wasn't a call of negativity. But rather, here's the things we don't like, and here's the way we're going to handle things and assess things and stuff like that. And honestly, we want to hear from you guys, too, to know, hey, what ticks you off? Okay, great. Now, what can you do to flip the script?
Right.
Whether it is getting a good night's rest, make sure you get your hours of rest. Make sure you eat well. Make sure that you take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically.
This is something I want to say to people, and hopefully everybody understands. This is definitely going to go on the reel, because in order to live a decent or good life, you have to be able to invest your time into all these things he just said. For example, eating well, getting proper sleep, working out if you work out, if you're working out or whatever, educate yourself. All these things take time, and it takes discipline, and it takes consistency to execute. This is not something that just appears in your life. This is not something that appeared in our life. This is something that we've had to work for and grow through as the process has taken place. So take time to invest in yourself. Stop worrying about what the next person is doing. Stay in your lane and determine today to change, to make a difference, not just in your life, but also maybe the people that look up to you. Because always remember, there are plenty of eyes paying attention to what you're doing, especially nowadays. If you post anything on social media, people are watching, people are paying attention. I can guarantee you, any of the reels or anything that we've posted that have gotten thousands of views or whatever, back in the day, years ago, I'm talking about when social media still wasn't popping, you weren't going to get these thousands of views. Nowadays, everybody's on it. So it's like, everybody's there. So everybody's paying attention to what the next person's doing. There's people that think they know you just because of something you posted on because of everything you've posted on social media. I saw a
celebrity recently say that they think that the fans think that they know them based off of what they've seen. And it's like, no, you really don't know anything about me.
Yeah,
you don't know what
and another thing too, that a lot of people make famous people look like if they were any different than any other human, and that's not true. That's like when I see people that I look up to or whatever, I don't put an expectation, because there's been times where they've let me down. So it's just like, they're just as human as us. They might be going through situations, and I need to understand that. Or there might just be an asshole regardless, because that's just who they are. And you're thinking over here, they're freaking that nice person that's on the movie they got paid to portray. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So at the end of the day, you got to see what you got to pay attention to what bothers you, fix it, and create new habits. Yes. And that's just where I want to leave it. And I got a little quote here real quick. It says, you've changed when what once made you mad now makes you laugh.
You've definitely gotten past that if you're laughing at it.
For sure, man. There's been a lot of things that I was like, man, back in the days, it wouldn't make me mad, super mad, and now I'm actually like laughing at it, because I'm like, even like I'll leave it on this one too. Even this one too, like back in the day, like if someone hurt me, like a girl would cheat on me or whatever it may be, like it's like, bro, like now it's just like, bro, like that's just the opportunity this woman lost to a good man or a good friend, because it could be even friendships or even family members. Some people have thought in the family that I'm just the black sheep or whatever. That's fine, man. But I'm that person that I'm going to run it with you through good and bad. We could have had an argument yesterday or earlier, and something happened to you. I'm gonna pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And make sure you're straight, regardless, because that was a situation a difference that we have. But now you're in a situation that might be life-threatening, or you're in a tough situation where nobody else could get you out of. Yeah. And I'm not gonna go to sleep with the conscience in my head of like, man, I could have helped this person out, but that person's still stranded of whatever's going on.
Because I just was
no, because it makes no sense. You can't. People confuse nowadays too much, and we're not here to confuse. And another thing too, pay attention to this. This is where I'm gonna leave it for sure. Is the media nowadays is confusing people.
How so, Shamir?
Okay, how's it confusing people? There's the media is so oversaturated in social media, the news, everything. This is all a system that sometimes we need to push back. Even if I'm not saying, hey, stop watching the Bump Podcast. No, because this is a positive. But there's so much different opinions and different things, and people don't know what's right no more. People don't know what's wrong anymore. People don't know what morals are. People don't know what principles are. And it's just like, as the day goes by and they continue to see the algorithms, it's like people were like, hey, look at my phone. We were just talking about this earlier. Yes, there's a microphone on your phone that is linked to an algorithm of all the social media platforms. When you click yes, that you want everything to be connected to the social platform. So when you go on and you're seeing all these things, that's what it's going to continue to feed you. So if you think positive, you're going to continue to get positive videos. So you have to decide, what do you want? So what I'm saying is pay attention to all these things. So more mad and angry things that make you angry or whatever don't pop up on your phone no more. And if they do, pay attention, be conscious about it.
That's 100% right.
That's how you know I need to shut up, because it's just the throat is just itching already. But don't oversaturate your brain with bad news, false news, or just bad platforms, man. Because I'm not gonna bash anybody's podcast. I'm not gonna mention nobody here, but excuse me,
that kind of content exists out there.
I mean, 90% of the content out there. I hate when people say, "Hey, I'm an influencer," which I've said it before. That's where I'm gonna leave it at for sure. That makes me mad. Influencers that it's like, you do not influence anybody but to do bad or negative things or funny things. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? This guy's over here getting rich and then being a capitalistic fuck, and you're over here just supporting them because of it's just entertainment. Like, bro, there's so much more entertaining things to do. And I'm not saying, hey, go outside and play basketball, but that's way better than freaking watching Netflix all damn day.
It is helping your body.
Laugh out on the things that used to make you mad. Stay cool, my friends. This is not a Dos Equis commercial. No. But anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The Ringle Dingle Dingle.
That's right.
We love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Continue to tell your friends and family about us.
Share it with the world.
Share it on all our social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're there.
All of that.
And Square. We love you guys again. Anything else? You good?
No, that's it. We're apparently square.
Alrighty. We love you guys. We'll be until the next time.
Have a great week, everybody.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
Bye-bye.